Some case files are just a few pages long. Some are simple, straightforward, ordinary. But then, there are cases like this, a case so strange, so unnerving, so tangled. It took 88 pages just to outline the pieces of the truth. And at the center of those 88 pages is a man known only as Mr. D, a quiet man, a polite man, a man who smiled more than he spoke. And yet, every investigator who read his file described the same exact feeling. Something about him is wrong. Tonight, we're going to open that file. It all began in a quiet suburban district on the edge of the city, a place with narrow roads, flickering street lamps, and houses spaced far apart. A place where the silence has weight. The victim in our story disappeared around midnight. The last known sighting came from a blurry outdoor camera. It captured two silhouettes. One of them tall, slim, with a familiar walking posture. Investigators later said it looked exactly like Mr. D, though the footage was far too unclear for a positive confirmation. But what made that night so terrifying were the details. The victim's phone shut off instantly at 11:14 p.m. A local resident reported hearing voices arguing softly near the old river embankment. A second witness saw a lone figure standing still under a street lamp and moving for almost a full minute before walking into the darkness. And that witness claimed he had this smile, a smile that wasn't normal. Like he knew something I didn't. The victim was never seen alive again. When police questioned Mr. D, things became even stranger. He changed his story 3 times. First, he said he never met the victim that night. Then, he said he met him, but only briefly. Finally, he claimed it was late, and he couldn't remember the details. But investigators did remember the details. Phone records placed Mr. D in the exact same area as the victim. At the exact time the victim vanished, the camera footage added even more suspicion. Even though it was blurred, the gait, the height, the shoulder shape, it matched Mr. D almost perfectly. Yet, without direct evidence, the case became one of the most frustrating mysteries the department had ever handled. Mr. D fascinated the forensic psychologists. He was unusually calm, unnervingly polite, and completely unfazed during questioning. He didn't break down. He didn't slip up. He didn't even ask for a lawyer at first. One detective described him like this: most people under pressure show fear. He showed nothing. It was like talking to a mannequin with a heartbeat. Another added, it felt like he rehearsed every sentence. But the strangest part, even when he denied everything, it was the way he denied it, as if he was more worried about protecting someone else, or something else, than protecting himself. The 88 pages of evidence were filled not with gore, but with theory, unexplained clues. Clue number 1, the hidden jacket. Investigators found a jacket in Mr. D's room. It was the wrong size, smelled like smoke and dust, and was an unfamiliar brand. Mr. D claimed he borrowed it, but no one admitted to lending it to him. Clue number 2, a half-used roll of tape. Found in a drawer, it was cut in the middle, abruptly, as if it had been torn in a hurry. Experts noted the cut was inconsistent with normal use. Then came clue number 3, the deleted messages. On Mr. D's phone, an entire message thread had been wiped clean between 11 p.m. and midnight, the exact window when the victim vanished. Mr. D said he deleted them to free up storage. Detectives didn't buy it. Clue number 4, the 9-second phone call. At 12:17 a.m., Mr. D called a friend. The call lasted only 9 seconds. When the friend was interviewed, she said, I only heard wind, like he was outside, and footsteps. Fast footsteps. Then the call ended abruptly. And finally, clue number 5, the embankment. At the old river embankment, the last confirmed location of the victim, the ground had an odd disturbance. It wasn't deep enough to suggest digging. It wasn't scattered enough to suggest a struggle. It was just disturbed. As if someone had stood there for a long time, or had been pacing in a slow, circular pattern. A nearby resident reported seeing a faint orange glow, like someone burning trash. But when police arrived hours later, there was nothing left. After days of interrogation, Mr. D finally admitted some things. He did meet the victim, he did walk with him, and they did stop at the embankment together, but he denied everything else. He insisted the victim walked away alone, but investigators found an object belonging to the victim near Mr. D's own belongings. When they asked him how it got there, he couldn't explain. He just went silent, not scared, not angry, just silent. One detective wrote in his notes, "It felt like he knew the truth would never be found, and he was comfortable with that." The case file ended with several pages stamped, "Information withheld, restricted section." Even today, parts of the story remain sealed, 88 pages, and yet, we still don't know what Mr. D truly did that night. Some think he's a monster, some believe he was framed. Others say we're still missing a key piece of the puzzle. But one fact remains: on the night the victim disappeared, only one man knows exactly what happened. And that man is Mr. D. The rest of us are left with the case file full of shadows. Thanks for watching. If stories like this captivate you, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. See you next time.